Hi everyone, Michigan 1777 here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Klipsch THX6000 LCRs. They are in the THX Ultra 2 line of products from Klipsch, and I must say, they are spectacular. Now you might be asking yourself, how do they perform? Do they do well with movies? What about music, games, anything along that spectrum? I must say they perform exceedingly well in some areas, maybe not so much in others, but I'm going to let you know all about it. Now before we get started, I know you've heard this a million times before, but please hit that like and subscribe button. I know you've heard it, but it really does help me out. It provides the algorithm for a chance to come to my channel, as well as that it provides me motivation so that I can keep making more videos for you all. I know I've been slacking a bit, but I really do want to push to make more videos for you all this year. You know, with my work life and everything else, it makes it difficult for me to do this regularly. So any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the THX6000 LCRs. In my current setup, I actually have two of them as my mains, as well as two in my center channel. You might ask yourself, Michigan, why would you put two as your center channel? Aren't these meant to be just singles? Yes, they are. And will I introduce some comb filtering? Probably. But for me, it made more sense having the duals bi-wired together. And I found that in our current seating position with my girlfriend and I, the single LCR did not provide enough dispersion, as well as that when I could turn it up a little bit more, the center channel got a little bit bloated. Not in a bad way, and it could also just be because of how I'm running my settings or how D-Rack is coded. But I found that with the duals, now we have two tweeters lined up. So when my girlfriend's on the right side and I'm on the left, the tweeters are in line with our ears. And this massively increases the sweet spot or the primary listening position. I currently have 8 THX5000 surrounds running for surround and Atmos, as well as 2 RP1600 SWs, Buckeye amps, HypeX Encore Class D amps, and the Onkyo RZ50 doing its processing. All in all, when you have the whole system together, included with the bi-wired center channel, the sound is coherent and it sounds insanely nice. Now looks-wise, these speakers are hefty at about 39 pounds each, and while they're classified as bookshelf speakers, they're not small. They need good stands to hold them, for sure. You need something that's going to be able to obviously hold up to 39 plus pounds, and they are built in Hope, Arkansas, just like the Heritage line of products. And they have that same build quality. If you knock on them, there's not a lot of reverberation in the cabinet, and they are extremely sturdy. And I must say the metallic woofers, the silver look to them, look spectacular. I know Klipsch is all about copper and black, you never go back, but man, this silver looks nice. The horn is plastic, but the face is also aluminum. And the more I've begun to use these speakers, I found that the coating that the speakers have on them are really nice because they prevent scratching. And if there are any scratching, it doesn't really show up that much. And you know, when you have your little fuzzy friends like I do running around, AKA my cats, because you know cats love Klipsch, it's good to have that coating on there so that they don't beat up on the speaker too much. So after 6 months of regular use with the THX6000 LCRs, as well as my other speakers, I must say, these are fantastic theater speakers for the size. As mentioned before, they are a bookshelf, or considered a bookshelf, even though they're quite a bit bigger than just a bookshelf. But they provide a rich, detailed, and dynamic sound, and they produce dialogue and effects with ease. I don't get that same sense of harshness that you might get from the main reference line. And the reference Premier line has drastically improved on this as well, but these take the cake for me. The 1-inch titanium dome compression driver is also recessed in the cabinet decently far, preventing that in-your-face sound that you might get from Klipsch. It doesn't project into the room as much, and it provides a more neutral and nuanced sound that I really do like. If you are a traditional Klipsch fan, you might find these to be a bit boring, but I actually really do like that more neutral sound because you can tune it in a bit more to be how you want them to be, which I do like. Now, as mentioned before, I had some issues with the center channel running with the RZ50 and the Buckeye amps, Class D amps. Primarily just that there was a bit of bloat when I turned them up, but providing that second speaker in the middle had drastically improved the performance for me personally, and now I don't have any of that bloat anymore. So it really has helped. Now, one note I do need to make about this is this could all be down to how I processed D-rack and how the receiver is running. So I did buy a calibration mic, and I still need to run the calibrations on everything, but I think all in all, if I can kind of tune them in, I might be able to ease back the issues that I've had with that bloating sound. But I'm still probably going to keep the 2 channels because that sweet spot being wide is so helpful. Now for gaming, these speakers are great with the directionality. Now part of that is down to the RZ50's processing, but the rich detail and dynamic sound that you get from these provides an immersive experience in first-person shooters, open world games, action adventure, anything. Playing Battlefield specifically, I found environmental effects took on a lifelike sound that was truly immersive. When playing Ghost of Tsushima, I felt like I was part of the environment, especially with the new Dolby Atmos update from the PS5. You could hear all the leaves in the trees around you and just the subtleties of the wind, you know, the clanking of the swords, your footprints in the dirt. It was just amazing to hear out of these speakers. And the amount of detail and immersion that I felt from these really provided a next level experience that I would not have gotten from some other brands of speakers. And while I always recommend headphones for the most immersive gaming experience, there's no doubt in my mind that this sense of depth and scale is something that you can't quite get with closed back headphones that you can with speakers. All in all, if you want speakers, these will provide you that lifelike sound that you're truly looking for, as long as you have the right setup to go with it. Now, when jumping into music, the THX6000 LCRs are not great on their own. If you are a 2-channel listener, they do not center image well. The center image is just kind of muffled, and you're not really going to pick up on where instruments are or really where the directionality is supposed to be. They still provide great detail though, so if you're not critically listening and you're just listening in an open room, you'll still be able to enjoy that detail, but not quite as much as if you were to have a dedicated 2-channel system. As well as that, they do go down to 48 Hertz, but don't expect any sort of meaningful bass to come out of these. You will definitely want a subwoofer. But they do produce more bass than the smaller 5000 LCRs, but still, like I said, you're gonna want a subwoofer with these. If you aren't critically listening or trying to find the center point, these speakers are still pleasant to listen to. But I would still recommend at least 3 of them. And I know it breaks the purity of 2-channel listening, but that center channel really does help with these speakers. But what's really fun with these, when you get a full line of THX products, the movement to all channel stereo creates a coherent orb of sound that is the most immersive experience I have ever heard. And with the coherence of the system all working together, crossed over at the same frequency and just level matched and everything else, you get this hall style of sound that I just cannot explain to you. It's a sense of scale that just feels live. And if you can get a full system or a full home theater running in an all-channel stereo, as opposed to just critically listening in 2-channel, I think you're going to be really impressed with the amount of detail that comes out of these speakers, because when they work coherently, they work really well. And it's a lot of fun to listen to the system in all-channel stereo. In a way, it's actually pretty euphoric. But if you are a dedicated 2-channel listener, I recommend maybe jumping into the Heritage line of products. Maybe you could jump into the Heresies or the Fortes, depending on how many you're looking at buying, or even jumping into the Reference Premier line, and then you can maybe build a 2-channel as well as a home theater that might do a little bit better for music. Wrapping things up, the Klipsch THX6000 LCRs are a movie lover and gamer's dream. While they are not necessarily great for 2-channel listening specifically, the all-channel stereo with a full THX system will provide an orb of sound that is rich, detailed, dynamic, and extremely nuanced that can make any home theater enthusiast or music lover grin. Paired with the right set of subwoofers, for me specifically the RP1600 SWs from Klipsch, you'll be nothing short of ecstatic when listening to all these different formats. Everything takes on a lifelike characteristic and it immerses you in the experience. So if you are considering buying these speakers, I definitely recommend them, and I really do enjoy them. So what do you all think? Do any of you own this THX line of products? Are you thinking about buying this? What about any other Klipsch products? Do you guys own anything else in the line? What is your favorite speaker brand? Let me know in the comments below. I really love home theater and all this technology, so please, let's open a discussion down in the comments. I look forward to seeing everything down there, and I thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great day, great evening, whatever it is where you live, and I'll see you later. Thank you.